Hello there. It is the most beautiful day in the garden. Does not feel like February right now, even though it is. It is going to be in the 80s Fahrenheit. And today I'm setting up a little space. As you can hear, I've got the girls, and see, I've got the girls out in the garden with me. And I'm going to set up a little space for them to kind of have a garden space. And so yeah, we've got all kinds of fun things, and I'm going to show you just kind of like what I've learned to set up, because one of the things with gardening with kids is you just have to have something for them to do that's you know, in its own space, I have found, because sometimes they're trying to help but they're pulling out plants or tags or whatever. So I've got probably the easiest and one of the cheapest solutions. So let me show you what that is. And also I just wanted to give you a little update on what's going on out here, because so many things are blooming. One of the best solutions. This is just a Tupperware, and I actually had this up in my upstairs patio because we had it as like a little water play space, but I'm going to repurpose it into a little gardening area. The best thing about it is it also has a lid, so this is really key because we're going to put some sand in here, and you just want to have a lid so that you can kind of, you know, cover it up and make sure that it's not getting flooded or anything, because there's no drainage in it. So I'm going to put it over here next to my banana plant, and that is where it's going to hang out. And then we have some toys. So as you can see, we've got a horse, and I grabbed a little cow, a mama horse, and then I also have some little scoops and some little pots. So this is so simple. So I just put the play sand in here. I've got a couple little trowels and some of these little cups that I started seeds in a while ago. And you know, it gets a little messy, as you can see, some of the sand comes out, but it's easy enough because I've just got it on the patio here to scoop it back in. And this is a space that she can play in while I'm gardening. She can do her own playing, and that is, I think, just really fun. And it's so easy. I mean, these are just like these little storage totes. You can get these at Target or wherever, and then just gotta remember to put the lid on it. Gardening with kids is definitely, it's just a little bit of a trick, and everything goes a little slower. You have to be able to kind of go with the flow and do that. But I have definitely found that having a space like that for like little older toddlers is just nice, because then they have their own room and they can participate. I also have some little watering cans, and just being able to go around. Okay, and just being able to go around and do some watering with me too is a nice way for her to help, but she's not going to actually end up hurting any of the plants or anything like that. And then you see me with the baby carrier. I do wear the baby carrier a lot, and that really helps with my youngest daughter, because she can just ride around and we can get things done. And I also have like a little blanket that she can just play on too. And so that's what I found, is just kind of creating spaces for them really works super well. Okay, so I want to show you a few of my violas that have started blooming, and then I also am actually going to plant, I just remembered, I have a wisteria bush, and so I'm going to go ahead and get that planted, and I'll show you where I'm planting that. First off, look at the violas in the container pond. I was not sure how they were going to do growing in this much water, because that pot is just sitting in the water. They seem very happy, and I love this look of them like blooming, spilling over into the pond. You can see the water lilies are coming up underneath the water. Looks like they're growing just pretty nice. And then there's watercress in there sprouting. This container pond is just so much fun, and it's getting better and better. And the seedlings over here, I'm about to plant these out. I think maybe this weekend, but it's gonna cool back down. So today is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Absurdly warm for this time of year. That is not normal. That is not what we usually have. And as tempting as it is to just like plant out the seedlings that I'm hardening off, I know that actually it's gonna get colder. We're gonna have more like 40s and 50s. So I'm gonna wait till next week, probably midweek, maybe this weekend, we'll see, to plant them out once they just have a little bit more time. I have been leaving the greenhouse open overnight. We've had nights in about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've been leaving it open just so that those seedlings do get a little bit of time to adjust to kind of cooler temperatures, and that seems to be working well for them. Okay, let me show you my tiger eye violas that I started from seed. out of nowhere, these tiger eye violas have just started blooming and they're just taking off. Now that it's like warmed up a little bit, they think it's spring. They're so happy. They're just blooming. These I started from seed.
Baby horsey out of the sand.
He came out of the sandbox. Oh, these violas are so beautiful. They're nice big size. I got these seeds from Park Seed, and oh, the horsey's coming to check out the violas. These are just, yeah, they're just beautiful. They're vigorous. They grow really nicely. It's just warmed up a little bit now and they have just taken off and started blooming. So I'm thrilled with these. I'm curious to see how long they last in the heat, but they're just so beautiful. And of course, all the other ones that I have from the garden center are beautiful too. And this is just, yeah, this time of year for violas, like I'm packing out my garden beds with even more next year because how beautiful. All right, so here is the wisteria. I just picked this up at one of my local box stores. It's just a little dormant, but it's still definitely very alive. A blue moon wisteria. Should be a nice hardy climber. Let's see what the details are. Part to full sun, May through June. It's gonna grow really well. Let's see what the zone is for this. I think down to zone 4. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm just gonna put it along the fence here, right behind, basically behind, this is my elderberry. So I think right behind the elderberry, maybe between the elderberry and my corkscrew willow, which is starting to sprout. So this is a corkscrew willow and starting to sprout. So that is a great sign of spring. It's all of a sudden the last couple days, everything has just been taking off and sprouting like crazy. Even some of the cherry trees in the different like little shopping centers around our area are starting to bud, and bloom, which is, I don't know, that seems extra early. It's been a very warm spring, but it is nice to see some of the things sprouting. And I've been waiting for that willow because I feel like willows are often one of the earliest things to sprout, and that one is just now starting to sprout, so that must mean spring is coming. Okay, I'm gonna set down the camera and plant this wisteria. I'm excited about everything. I don't know, it must be this 80-degree weather makes me think that it's spring now. Here is the wisteria all planted, and then I just used the little trellis they gave me. I will train it up as it goes. Just gotta water it in. I think that's gonna be a good spot. It's a little bit of part shade, but once it grows up the fence, then it'll be in like full sun. So that hopefully should be just fine. And I just really mulched around it. It's right here. Oh, I just have to like look at all these little sprouts. And then this is the lemony lace elderberry with the big old buds coming up about to start really sprouting. The lemony lace elderberry is so beautiful in the spring, like it's time. And so it's nice because it starts to fade in the summer, and so hopefully as the lemony lace elderberry is sort of done with its show and it's kind of fading, then the wisteria can take off and really be beautiful and fill in, hopefully be blooming in that space. And I'm trying to kind of layer in with a few perennials some changes in the season, so the garden kind of has some bits of changes. The only other big perennial plants I have right now is a rose bush that is coming for the other side, so we're going to be covering the fences a little bit, so that's good. So I'm just gonna get out my water, my hose, and water that in. All right, so we've got the wisteria planted, we've got a play place set up so that my daughter can have something fun that she can do, her own area in the garden. As I get older, I would love to set up like a fairy garden space or something really kind of cool like that, but they're still a little young for those kind of things. So just a little box with some sand. You can find sand just at, a big box store, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. They've got that like playground sand. I'm also thinking I could add, maybe some wood chips or something in there, or I could have done rocks, but I happen to have the sand, so that's gonna work for now. I think that'll be really fun and keep her kind of busy, and she can do her own planting. And then I'll just get the watering cans out here so she can do watering and that kind of thing. You know, I keep them very well supervised out in this garden because we have so many containers and so many things going on, but it's nice to have some areas where they can get to work. And some, yeah, and some special toys like the horses for them to play with. Well, thank you so much for spending a little time out here on a beautiful day. We are just going to enjoy the sandbox and enjoy playing. I'm going to keep an eye on that wisteria, but I think it's going to be just fine and got it all nice and watered in. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.